Hello everyone. Did you know that you could be penalized for believing the myth that UAE corporate tax law only applies to legal entities? Yes, you heard me right. Let's break this myth together and ensure you are not surprised. Hello everyone. I am Bhagirath Mandal, a chartered accountant currently working at Danix Consultancy located in Dubai, UAE. So in today's video, I am going to clarify a common misconception about UAE corporate tax that could impact individual just as much as businesses. Whether you are a freelancer, entrepreneur, or professional, understanding this could be crucial to avoid unexpected penalties in the future. So let's start by addressing the myth that UAE corporate tax law applies only to legal entities, but in reality, UAE corporate tax law can be applied to natural persons as well. So let's understand which natural persons as per UAE corporate tax law. The term natural person in the context of UAE corporate tax law refer to any living human beings, whether regardless of their ages or residency, whether they stay in UAE or not. Such individuals are subject to UAE corporate tax law only if they are engaged in business or business activities within the UAE. So any person, whether they are Indian, Nepalese, American, anywhere from anywhere, if they are in UAE and conducting business or business activities, they will be considered as to fall under the scope of UAE corporate tax law. So, which includes operating as a sole establishment or a civil company, or acting as an individual partner in unincorporated partnership, conducting business in the UAE. So, here sole establishment is a trading business owned by a natural person where the proprietor is not separate from the business entity. Normally, what happens? Companies, in the case of companies, owner and business are separated. Business has its own legal entities and owner has its own legal entities, but in sole proprietorship the proprietor is not separate from the business entity. And one thing to note here is that for minor or incapable person doing businesses in the UAE, their corporate tax obligations shall be fulfilled by their legal representative. Now break this natural person into parts. They can either be resident person or non-resident person. So let's understand what is resident person in the context of UAE corporate tax law. In the context of UAE corporate tax law, the concept of residency is not based on an individual's physical appearance in the UAE, neither their citizenship nor their residency visa status. To determine residency of any persons, we are dividing natural person in two parts. Number one, someone who is staying in the UAE or someone who is not staying in the UAE. Let's start with someone who is staying in the UAE. So when someone is staying in the UAE and doing any kinds of business or business activities, they will be considered to be resident in the UAE corporate tax law. And someone who is not residing in the UAE, however, they are doing business through permanent establishment in the UAE, they are still be resident in the context of UAE corporate tax. And the someone who is staying outside of UAE and doing no business or either through permanent establishment or personally, they will be considered to be non-resident. So also to note here is that the definition of resident or non-resident may be different if a double taxation agreement is applicable between the UAE and those countries. So now after understanding the meaning of natural person and resident and non-resident person, let's understand what makes natural person fall in the scope of the corporate tax. It means the conditions. What are the conditions that would make natural person come within the scope of corporate tax. So, its UAE corporate tax operates on a self-assessment basis. This means that it's the natural person who is responsible to determine if they fall within the scope of UAE corporate tax or not, for fulfilling any related obligations or not. And those who are subject to corporate tax, they have to register themselves for corporate tax, submit a corporate tax return, and pay any tax due there. So conditions are listed as: number one, he or she is resident. He or she is not resident. However, doing however, they have permanent establishment in UAE, and they are doing business or business activities, and in respect of which they are their turnover is in respect of which they drive a turnover exceeding 1 million dirham. In that case, they will come under the purview of UAE corporate tax law. Here, the turnover does not include income from wages, income from personal investment, or income from real estate investment. So also here, let's understand the meaning of business. What does business and business activities consist? So, in the context of UAE corporate tax, business is broadly defined and includes any transactions or series of transactions conducted by a persons as a part of their business. So, any transaction you are doing, any series of transactions you are doing with a commercial purposes, with a purpose to earn money, earn profit, they will be included in the business activities. So also business here refers to any activities carried out regularly, independently, or on an ongoing basis. Example can be natural, industrial business, commercial business, agricultural business, vocational business, professional, as well as activities involving the use of tangible or intangible properties. Here the turnover is defined as the gross amount of income derived during a calendar year. This means that total income is the sum of all the income before any costs are deducted. So here, while calculating total turnover, we are not deducting the expenses or cost related to the income. Here total, how much amount, how much money we received, these all are included in the total turnover. However, following categories of the income is not included in the included while calculating total turnover. Already mentioned wages, personal investment income, or real estate investment income. So after understanding the exception, wages in personal investment income and real estate investment, let's go one by one through first one is wages include any compensation, a general meaning, any compensation or benefit received by an employee from their employer, whether in cash or kind. So here the main component to note here is that there should be employer and employee relationship, and this income should come from that relationship. Therefore, any salaries or other form of remunerations earned by a natural person as an employee are not included within the scope of corporate tax. Similarly, personal investment income. So, personal investment income is the income which is earned by a natural person from investing activities conducted in their personal capacity. Here, two things to note: one is investing activities, other is their personal capacity. So this income should be received by their received through investing activities in their personal capacity. So this applies as long as they do not require a license from licensing authority and are not considered to be commercial business under the commercial transaction law of UAE. Example can be dividend from the stocks, interest from bank deposits, rental income from personal properties, capital gain from selling personal assets. Similar to wages and personal investment income, real estate investment income are also not subject to UAE corporate tax law when a natural person earns it from activities such as selling, leasing, subleasing, or renting lands or real estate in the UAE, provided these activities are not conducted through a license or do not require a license from licensing authority. However, here to note is that the definition of real estate investment income or whether this income included in the calculation of turnover or not depends on person to person basis, the specific facts and circumstances. If they are doing through license, they will be considered. If they are not doing through license, they are not considered. Last, thank you for listening, watching this video. And if you think this would have helped you in any way or anyone who could be benefited from this, you can say to them, like, please like and subscribe, and also write in the comment section which topic of UA corporate tax you want to listen from me. Thank you so much.